Horoscope, Gemini, August 2020. There's a full moon in humanitarian Aquarius on August 3rd that makes you want to do good things in the world. You're best when teamed up with others to fight for a good cause. But if that's not possible, you can do plenty on your own. Try to wrap up loose ends before starting something new. Your home planet Mercury pairs up with charming Leo on the 4th, so finding the words to make your move shouldn't be a problem. You have a creative, charismatic approach to life and love. That makes other people jealous. This is a good time to share your secrets of success with the people who want to know. Innovative Uranus goes retrograde while in steady Taurus on August 15th, giving you some time, the next 5 months to be exact, to figure some things out. If you've gotten unexpected news lately or had a surprising life event happen, you might be feeling powerless against these sudden changes. Use this time to figure out how you can feel more in control going forward. Your ruler Mercury moves from outgoing Leo into responsible Virgo, the other sign it rules, on the 19th. Communicating with friends and coworkers becomes practical and focused now. But be sure you're not coming across as short or uncaring. You take communication issues seriously, but that doesn't mean there isn't any room for humor. Egyptian insight for start over. Egyptian insight, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Gemini in August of 2020. Ten of Pentacles for your spiritual. The Hierophant for your intellectual. The Four of Chalices for your physical. Four of Swords for your social. And the Hermit for your emotional. Ten of Pentacles, the emblems of power, wand and a whip, hereditary power over material life and the laws of man, positive aspects of revenue due to one's own family, inheritance, advantages obtained for others' merits, negative aspects, game of chance, fatality, loss, theft. So all this hard work, spiritual work you think you're doing, how is it paying off? How is it reflecting in the world back at you? As you believe, so will it come back to haunt you or to bless you, up to you. How are you putting in your spiritual aspect of yourself, and how is it reflecting back at you? The Hierophant, keeper of knowledge, positive aspects of modesty, piety, clemency, relief from troubles, spiritual guide, the wise man to whom one turns, priest, doctor, lawyer, religion, family, tradition, inspiration, magnetism, negative aspects, excessive generosity, kindness ill rewarded, loss of faith in self and in others, loss of one's own morality, vulgar and material actions, rancor, intolerance, enmity. There's two gentlemen down here, one's red, one's black. One knows the shadow and one knows the divine, the light, the knowledge and wisdom, which two can combine into the Hierophant, secret of knowledge, keeper of knowledge, intellectual aspect of yourself, combining Gemini's two sides. This is your mind inside as a Gemini, the two people, and then this is you, the Hierophant of those two people. How's your mind reflecting back at you with the actions you do? Looking forward to the rest of your reading. Four of Chalices. Neck bets left. Vulture flying towards the left, carrying the shin. Symbol of bad omen, bringing the bearer bad news. Positive aspects, irritating relationships. New but not positive acquaintances. Fortune overturn. Negative aspects, insecurity in the emotional sphere. Suspicions, valid doubts. Apprehension. This is the physical, environmental, materialistic, financial aspect of yourself. Have you aligned or put in the prerequisite of your environment prior to now, and all of a sudden you didn't because you're getting the bad news that you didn't do the right things, or you didn't put it into place, or you didn't do what you said you were going to do, you didn't implement what you thought you were going to do, you didn't actually follow through correctly. Now it's coming back to tell you, hey, sorry about this, but no, something happened. Four of Swords. Horse's revenge. Tearful eye above and dignitary below are separated by four crossed swords. Symbols of the revenge planned by Horus on the ill doing. Social aspect of yourself. You've been crossed, double crossed, backstabbed. Now you want to get revenge or get even or teach someone a lesson. Positive aspects, vigilance, apprehension, sense of isolation, prison, withdrawal, solitude. Negative aspects, saving, excessive precautions, will. What side of the card are you on? How is your life playing out in your social aspect of yourself? The Hermit. This is referencing if words are silver, silence is golden. Positive aspects, wisdom, prudence, caution, solitude, search for spirituality, silence, reserve, austerity, celibacy, person able to offer precious advice, clarify mysteries and resolve serious problems, doctor, healer, alchemist, expert in every field. Negative aspects, sadness, misanthropy, persecution, complex, imprudence, recklessness, obstinacy, delays due to excessive prudence, failure deriving from haste or unfounded fears, sterility, inconclusiveness, betrayal, imprisonment. Your heart is in a place of worry and fear, possibly. Or it's in a dark place of reverence and or revenge, or it needs some love, it needs some healing, it needs some work, it needs a doctor, it needs to be the doctor for the rest of you, of your aspects of yourself. Wisdom, prudence, caution, solitude, search for spirituality connects directly with social and spiritual aspects of yourself. Your heart is being a hermit. Maybe you need to learn from your heart, saying forgive, let it go, focus on yourself, love yourself, heal yourself. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Gemini in August of 2020. The Star for spiritual. Four Swords for intellectual. Princess of Swords for physical. Ace of Swords for social. Strength for emotional. The Star, spiritual. It's up here, shining down, referencing the Merkaba, or the Star of David. Christ consciousness, divine higher self. The feminine aspect of yourself, nurturing, loving, pouring the water over the lotus. Flamingo. Referencing hope, beauty, brilliance, clarity. Inspiration, unconventional person, bright prospects, mixing of the past and present, optimism, return of childhood, faith brings joy amidst sorrow, Something valuable which one thought lost is found. Insight, astrological influence, fantasies, resignation. With the Ten of Pentacles, the whip and the staff, that probably is your past and present. All the spiritual experience you have needs to be realigned with the divine. Four of Swords. Four guys sitting there chilling with their swords down, laid out, referencing truce, alliance, peace talks, calm after a conflict, interval, retreat, agreement, concentration, mental work, mental challenges, respite, rest after illness, repose, replenishment, solitude, exile. Are you in conflict with your intellectual self? Different sides of the coin. You have some people telling you one thing and some people telling you another, but you're the Hierophant. You know the combination of both in your intellectual. Be more honest. Be diplomatic. Concentration, alliance, truce, peace talks with yourself and what you're thinking. Princess of Swords. She's the woman of action, not words. Referencing skill, practical abilities. Observant, powerful, serious, vigilance. Agility, spying, a discreet person, an active youth. A person adept at perceiving, discerning, and uncovering the unknown or that which is less than obvious. Insight, severity, aggressiveness, and imposture revealed. Four of Cups, it's flying left. Maybe this is news coming from a Princess of Swords type person, or you're the Princess of Swords delivering the news or giving out the news. But this is obviously saying your physical aspect of yourself needs reinforcement from action, not just words. You can't just tell people what they want to hear or what you want them to believe and think it's going to work. You got to back it up with action. Back it up with documents. Back it up with money. Reinforce your own life with your actions. Ace of Swords. Social. Relative to psychological sense. Sword indicates mental concerns such as reason, study, contemplation, intellect, and ideas. Referencing power, triumph, conquest, mental power, great determination, an issue with many sides, passion, fertility, championship, debacle, tyranny, disaster, self-destruction, violent temper, ambiguity, repression. Four of Swords, double cross, triple cross. Social aspect of yourself. Need to cut away all the crosses and crisscrossing and backstabbing, double talk that you've partaked in, and the shining, brilliant light of this Ace of Swords, and not the Four of Swords getting you the best of you. Maybe you need to step away or cut ties with people. Social aspect of yourself, friends, family, acquaintances. Needs to get a nice sharpening. You need to sharpen your sword, your words. Strength, taming the beast within your heart is, you got the Hermit. You got to take the time out to divine feminine, healing your heart, the beast. The beast, the lion is your heart, right? The heart of the lion. Ferocious, needs to be tamed, nurtured, and taken care of and loved. Take the thorn out of the lion's foot. Referencing energy, enjoying the dance of life, creative energy, wildness, determination to live, strength, courage, conviction, resolution, recovery, confidence, zeal, mind over matter, vice, weakness, lack of faith, powerlessness. Hermit, take time out, go live in the mountains. No, I'm just playing it. But, take the time out to do the divine healing with the divine feminine nurturing aspect of your heart. Universal fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Gemini in August of 2020. The Tower for spiritual. King of Pentacles for intellectual. Page of Wands for physical. Page of Swords for social. King of Cups for emotional. 2 kings, 2 pages, and a tower. The Tower in this deck references focusing on the benefits that the Tower could bring. The ending of this old paradigm you were in with this 10 of Pentacles, whip and staff, conflict, scarab, rolling up your dung towards the sun, divine light, the star, Christ consciousness, divine feminine, pouring the waters, washing away what needs to be washed away. That's the Tower. Boom. It hit. She's going to wash away if you don't do it. If you're not participating, it's going to happen for you, and you're not going to be happy. You're going to probably have a worse outcome than you would if you did it. So stay on the knowing of thyself. King of Pentacles. He's got connections. He's got all the money. The alliance, the intellect, swords laid out. Hierophant knows the wisdom. Do your research. Make sure you understand the implications of sitting there with those dudes and be the King of Pentacles here. The bull pulling the plow. He's pulling the plow. But he's not paying attention to it. Maybe you should turn your head and pay attention to the bull pulling the plow. Maybe someone's a Taurus that you're not listening to. Because he's over here like, okay, dude, whatever. You're telling this dude all this stuff this dude wants to hear, and he's like, oh, whatever, dude. And this guy's like, you know, these swords got us to where we are, but also are a burden. So, need to be more in tune with how this plays out in your intellectual self. Page of Wands, putting your urges in check, keeping yourself mature and not giving into those urges that end up causing you to be distracted from your truths or what you need to take care of in your environment, your physical, your material, or financial situation. Princess of Swords isn't playing. She's going to cut your head off. Bear bad news. Telling you need to pay attention how things are possibly going to play out. What do you possibly do? You don't need to give in to fear, but you need to be prepared with correction, telling the truth. Get your shit in line and conquer those urges that have gotten you to where you are. Page of Swords, turning your back on your struggles is going to be a lot how you're going to lose. You need to face them. Turn around, face them with your refined Ace of Swords. The swords are words, your truth. You've double-crossed, triple-crossed yourself by the things you've said. People aren't, used to the way you grew up with maybe the manipulation you've done or haven't done. You need to be an equal player at the table of the game. Can't be taken advantage of, and you can't be taking advantage of others through your manipulation or getting manipulated. King of Cups. Can't just be a authoritative dictator. Got to be a compassionate, understanding with the divine feminine, the kundalini, rising, balancing, pulling the thorn out of the lion's paw, which is your heart. And the Hermit, taking the time out to do the work. Don't let it get to you where you want to go back to the revenge, social aspect of yourself, your spiritual self. It doesn't need to be struck down like a tower. from the divine karma saying, oh, well, you thought, you're wrong. I'm sorry to tell you. Wake up. Heal your heart. Love yourself. Sacred activations for Gemini in August of 2020. Consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Consciousness can be described as a state of awareness or focused attention, and wherever we direct our attention will dominate our minds. Like the universe, consciousness is alive, forever expanding, breathing, morphing. Consciousness reflects reality, and reality reflects consciousness in return. In this new energy, our consciousness is rapidly expanding to hold the awareness of the many multidimensional aspects of reality. We are increasingly capable of multi-directing our attention to many different layers at the same time, providing us with a deep, rich experience in every moment. We no longer receive input solely through the senses that are closely connected to our physical body alone. We receive communication from beyond the body through intuitive thought, intuitive knowing, and intuitive feeling. Light and consciousness are closely connected. They both have quantum attributes and are non-linear. Light is an energy that can be created through consciousness, and consciousness can create light in return. Light influences our awareness, our perception, our consciousness, and therefore our reality. The center of the consciousness image shows the place of birth, where light bursts out of the core to spread into the various planes of reality. The bright purple indicates the connection to Source, and the yellow spheres refer to our sense of self emerging from Source and expanding onto the flower of life grid, the basis for our three-dimensional reality. The blue in the image refers to the deep, dark universe, the origin of everything that shows up in our reality. But since everything is always in motion, so is consciousness. Like a breath morphing, changing, expanding, and the color could easily flow from blue into purple, into red, into yellow, and so on. Keepers of the Light, who has a message for Gemini in August of 2020? Kali Ma. Facing fear, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Kali Ma is the Hindu goddess of death and rebirth. She brings old cycles to an end so we can experience transformation. She is a strong, fierce, fiery, and powerful image of the divine feminine. Many have been intimidated by her, but she is a mother energy and therefore completely loving. She's like a fierce mother protecting her child from harm. She has a dark energy like the night sky, but it consumes fear and loves only love. And leaves only love. She is the twin flame of the god Shiva and has been known to slay his ego so that he can reveal his true loving self. This is a time when you are able to look fear in the eye and move away from it. Fear is just energy, and energy can be changed. This can be an intense experience because the human self is so conditioned that it may be used to operating with fear present. When the fear is gone, it may feel as though an emptiness is there, but this is space for love and miracles to enter. You're being filled with the courage of spirit now so that you can move from this place of your life to the next. Trust the process and call on Kali Ma to help you release your fear and step into a space that's strong, focused, and courageous. Dragons, which dragons have a message for Gemini in August of 2020? Emerald Dragon brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. Emerald dragons are wise healers who prepare us to align with our true fifth dimensional blueprint. They work with the mighty Archangel Raphael, the Emerald Angel in charge of the development of the third eye. They clear out emotional body to leave us free to love, forgive, and open our hearts. These magnificent dragons are also retune our mental body so that our thoughts support our divine perfection. This allows Archangel Raphael to pour emerald light through our spiritual body so that our physical body aligns with all we can be. They also open us up to cosmic abundance, working with Archangel Raphael. They link us through our third eye to Jupiter and its ascendant aspect, Jumbe. This is the planet of good fortune and beneficial rewards. The blessings that fall upon us may be financial, but not necessarily, and they are always fortuitous for our ascension pathway. Receiving this card invites you to fill your aura with emerald light so that the emerald dragons can enter your energy fields easily and consume all that no longer serves you. Breathe gently in and out of your third eye so that the emerald dragons can touch and open it. They will start to pull back your veils of illusion. This card indicates you are ready to receive healing, love, and a cornucopia of wonderful things. So relax at the deep core level and you invite these magnificent dragons to bring good fortune into your life. Remember to be grateful for all the good that comes your way. Sacred power for Gemini in August of 2020. Sound. Sound is a form of energy which resonates deep within our soul. Move to your own rhythm, express yourself creatively. It can inspire us to go beyond expectations, or it can assist us through times of sadness, moving us on a deep emotional level and transcending individuals, groups, communities, and cultures. From the beginning, our mother's heartbeat had the potential to soothe, calm, and settle us within the womb. Music is a consistent factor in our life. Most of us listen to some form of music every day as a powerful medicine. Music supports relaxation, communication, healing, and enjoyment. Sound can energize or relax you. It can support you through bad times or inspire you to move beyond your own limits. Music is the universal language of the soul. It inspires and aligns itself with its own style. What does yours say about you? What are the words you repeat out loud and use within your inner voice? Does this accurately represent you or your soul? Music identifies mood, so pay attention. Right now, you are heavily influenced by music. Lyrics are powerful. Words spoken and heard with repetition impact the psyche. You are being encouraged to evaluate your choice of communication with yourself and others. What and whom are you choosing to listen to? Much like life, music is organized chaos. It can either be beautiful or a potential disaster. It is time now to organize your life. Set future goals and plans to support a positive lifestyle. Assess your voice and your tone with others. Are you miscommunicating your emotions to your partner, children, family, friends, or work colleagues? Education and learning new skills is possible now when you are open to creative methods and are bringing new life to projects and career options. Stagnant energy can be transmuted easily through artistic and musical expression. Sketch, draw, paint, sing, dance, or play an instrument to support creativity and breathe new life into old energy. Affirmation. I listen to create power within me. I resonate with the beat of the universe. Isis, what is your message for Gemini in August of 2020? Rising Sun. The Divine Solar Child reborn. A dark phase and struggle is over. A new phase is upon you, one of hope, glory, light, and triumph. It is won through boldness, persistence, even when you felt like giving up. You choose to stay strong, to surrender to the divine, and continue with the path. You have been through much, and now victory is upon you, beloved. For the Divine Solar Child, a new consciousness within you is born. As we journey into the ancient feminine, there are many, many times when we meet her dark phase. We must be patient, accepting, allowing. Often, what we meet are the difficulties of birth, literal and symbolic. We might feel great emotional or physical pain, spiritually bereft, alone and yearning for deeper union, perhaps even wondering if what you seek could be a genuine experience or if it is the stuff of daydreams and fantasies. During times of despair and struggle, we come back to our hearts, searching for faith within, searching for signs to support us as we take the long journey down the spiritual birth canal into love and even greater expression. It might take us weeks, months, or many, many years to birth ourselves over and over again into more or of our divine essence. Some birthing processes that are deeply profound will feel as though they take most, if not all, of our lifetime on this planet. At another level, many lifetimes will constitute one birth process. However, no matter how much we encounter the inner workings of the womb of the divine feminine, there are always moments of entering the light of birth into a new world, as a new being into a reality transformed. These moments are precious and herald the beginning of a new level of divinity expressed, often in deeply creative new ways. The divine solar child being born brings new light into your life, likely to express itself in multiple forms, revived in new relationships, new inspiration, and opportunities in your work and spiritual life. More love and enjoyment, new or more energized community, greater well-being and experience in your body, creative abilities that you didn't even realize you had opening up effortlessly as you surrender to allow the body and creative faculty to flow. These are some of the gifts that are given to you by the universe at the cosmic baby shower. For the birth of the divine solar child, the sweetness of the gifts of this new life make all that came before it so sacred and worthwhile. To honor and accept the past, the courage it required of us, and yet to accept that it is now time to turn our face to the light and partake of the fruits of our inner labors in what this oracle ordains. Symbolized by the headdress of cow horns with a golden disc within, worn by Egyptian goddesses, including Isis, and the symbolism of Isis nursing her divine son-child Horus at her breast, the oracle of the rising sun brings with it a new day dawn, breakthrough, end of struggle, and the genuine and stable birth of optimism and hope for now. Wisdom of the oracle, what's the message for Gemini in August of 2020? Deep knowing. Intuition, listening to the oracle within. Empathy, hypersensitivity. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind of or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then act accordingly. You're now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing. So tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Relationship message. There are occasions when you just know, deep in your heart and soul, that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly onto your soul. Someone has entered your life whom will be instrumental in your journey. So pay attention. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. Prosperity message. This is the time when your hunches will pay large dividends if you listen to them. Take the risk and act. Within you there is an oracular consciousness, a higher and deeper knowing that transcends the machinations of the smaller thinking mind. At the deep level of your intuitive senses, you have an access point to the genius of the collective, the energies of all thinkers and creators, all inventors and leaders. And all that you need in order to leap into success are available to tune into. This is an act of listening intently. Past the busy mind. Your genius awaits. Protection message. You are in empathy overload and need to get grounded again, so tune out for a bit. Hypersensitive, you're suffering from psychic exhaustion. This signals a time for a recharging of your batteries. Set energetic boundaries. Take a salt bath. Empty your mind. and get back to you. It's not a time to be too open. Soon enough, you can let your guard down. Right now, you need to self-care and self-love. It's time to say no thank you to anyone in your life who exhausts you. Won't that feel good? Cosmic message for Gemini in August of 2020. Patience. Patience is surrendering to the now and allowing destiny to unfold at its own pace. If this card has to come to you, slow down and enjoy the presence of this moment. Although you may have the passion and drive to reach for the moon, you're being asked to take things slower and feel the magic of each step. Each step holds lessons that bring you closer to the divine in you. By being too hasty with an attitude of needing your dreams and goals yesterday, you will miss vital life-changing moments that are meant to enhance, enrich, and transform your soul. When you overlook or dismiss the lessons of each step and race frantically towards your goals, the end result may not always be as you had planned. You may get what you worked for only to lose it as a result of challenging unforeseen obstacles. Now that you have attained what you desired, the next step involves striving to keep it. If the lesson in each step was overlooked, the emotional challenges of maintaining this desire can be draining and emotionally overwhelming. Each step brings you lessons such as strength, wisdom, compassion, understanding, and patience, which allow your soul to grow. When these empowering life lessons are missed, you're not equipped to stand strong in the face of adversity. Slow down and let nature's cycles take their course. Trust in divine timing. Take each step one at a time and embrace the beautiful opportunities and gifts of understanding that come your way. Affirmation. I am patient and grateful for the wonderful opportunities that present themselves to me for the growth and enrichment of my soul. Associated chakras. Solar plexus, heart. White Light Oracle, what's the message for Gemini in August of 2020? Oh, come on. Obadiah. Do not turn away from your path nor from what you know in your heart to be true. No matter what appears to be nor what logic may dictate, trust what your heart is telling you. You are safe and protected by spirit. You are spiritually empowered with all you need to manifest your authentic soul path. You have what it takes to connect with the light and live that connection in practical ways which contribute positive energy to our human collective. Obadiah is the Latin basis for the word obedience. Far from conforming to authority, the original meaning was to listen, to hear, and to not turn away. The Oracle of Obadiah is about becoming a sacred rebel, giving up faith in the ways of the world, and embracing the ways of the Spirit unconditionally. That means refusing to torture yourself with horror stories that society and your own mind conjure up from time to time. This guidance is encouraging you to connect through your heart with the spiritual light, wisdom, and guidance within. The Oracle asks you to believe in the power of Spirit to show you the way through all troubles. There is a message from our loving universe for you. You will feel it in your own heart. You may consider yourself to be a feisty, independent, strong person rather than one who is docile and surrendered in spirit. A vibrant and powerful personality may feel initial resistance or confusion when asked to become soft to the ways of Spirit. Yet this sort of obedience is not about giving away your power or becoming someone you are not. When we are receptive to Spirit, we become more unique, not less. This oracle asks us to get out of our own way. Often we make things more difficult for ourselves, even when our intentions are good. This is because we see things from a limited or partial perspective. This doesn't mean we should refuse to act at all. It just means that we practice sensing and following Spirit. By tuning into the heart, we will act from a more centered and wisely guided place. Our actions will become more likely to hit the mark. When we flow with the greater wisdom of life, far-reaching positive consequences awaken. Recognizing the Spirit is wiser than your own personal opinion is the prelude to true awakening. The more awakened we are, the more genuine benefit for all beings can unfold through our endeavors. To be clear, the guidance of this oracle is not to hand over your power, nor to seek out spirit to tell you what to do. It is always up to you to exercise your free will and live your life as you choose. Sometimes the responsibility behind such freedom might seem too much, but this is our task as human beings, to own our freedom and exercise it with wisdom and delight. When you trust your courage more than your doubt, you will be ready to listen to spirit and act on what you perceive. You will be capable, willing, and ready to live as a light on this earth. You are also encouraged to ditch the drug of doubt. Doubt undermines your confidence and sends you on a mission to gain approval before making every decision. Approval can become the hit that alleviates doubt temporarily, but it prevents you from building the strength you need to listen for your own spiritual knowing. You have it within you to be spiritually sovereign. This oracle asks you to recognize your inner potential and to practice trusting yourself and your capacity to respond to life's unpredictable happenings with soul-honoring integrity. Star Seeds, what is our message for Gemini in August of 2020? Star Family. You're part of a team of souls, call and support. At some stage we were each a part of a soul cluster, gathering of souls who broke away from one another to experience themselves individually. Those who are part of your soul cluster are part of the star family. Part of your star family. Your star family are those souls who are cut from a similar cosmic cloth, who haven't just experienced lifetimes together. Your souls were once actually one. It's very common for star family members to incarnate at similar times, to work with anchoring a similar frequency of light, and to cross paths with each other. You know that someone is part of your star family when you feel like you know and remember them from the moment you met. They feel instantly familiar and comfortable. Time both passes quickly and stretches when you're with them. You feel more yourself with them than with anyone else. It can sometimes feel like looking in the mirror because in a way you are. Often you'll go out of your way to help those in your star family, instinctively knowing it's part of your path. When a star family member dies, you feel it very deeply, regardless of how long you knew them. A certain soul mourning or soul breaking occurs. Think about the people in your life. Who do you feel is part of your star family? If this card comes up in a spread, it's likely that you've met someone who is part of your star family and you're about to. Star Seed Soul Inquiry. Who do you think is from the same star family as you? How can you call upon them for support? And that's your reading, Gemini. Thanks for watching. Click the links below. Become a Patreon, please. See you next month.